We're diving into the wild world of boxing drama. So imagine this. Gervonta Davis, the hotshot protege of the legendary Floyd Mayweather, decides to hit the eject button on Mayweather Promotions. And guess where he's headed? Straight into the arms of his former rival, Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. Can you believe it? Picture this scene. A packed press conference in Las Vegas, cameras flashing, reporters itching for the scoop. And there's Gervonta Davis, rocking a Golden Boy cap like he just stepped out of a parallel boxing universe. The room is buzzing with speculation, and you can practically taste the tension in the air. Now I know what you're thinking. What in the world made Davis trade in the Mayweather swag for some Golden Boy bling? Well, hold on to your gloves, because Davis himself spills the beans. Up at the podium, he gives a nod to Floyd, acknowledging the good times and the cash they raked in together. But then, with a sly grin, he drops the bombshell. Gotta thank Floyd for everything he's done for me. We had a good run, made some money, but it's time for a change. Oscar and Golden Boy offered me something I couldn't refuse, Davis said with a nonchalant grin. The news sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Many questioned the reasons behind the sudden departure. Mayweather, known for his composed demeanor, released a statement expressing surprise but wishing Davis well in his future endeavors. As Davis settled into his new promotional home, he found himself fielding questions about the decision at various press conferences and media events. When asked about the shift, he shrugged and said, "It's just business, you know? Floyd taught me that. Golden Boy threw a good deal my way, and I'm ready for new challenges." Oscar De La Hoya, ever the showman, welcomed Davis with open arms. Praising his skills and predicting a bright future together, De La Hoya declared with a confident smile, "Gervonta's a hell of a fighter, and we're thrilled to have him in the Golden Boy family. We're here to build legacies, and with him on board, we're going to make some noise." The boxing world eagerly anticipated Davis's first fight under his new promotional banner. The build-up to the match was intense, with Davis facing questions about his decision to leave Mayweather's tutelage and the potential fallout from his former mentor. Davis remained composed, saying, "I respect Floyd, but I'm my own man. This is about my career, my journey." The night of the fight arrived, and the atmosphere was electric. Davis entered the ring, the Golden Boy logo emblazoned on his trunks, ready to prove himself in his new chapter. The bout unfolded with Davis showcasing his exceptional skills, and as he secured victory, the narrative of his betrayal began to fade into the background. While the move may have initially been seen as a betrayal, Gervonta Davis's decision to join Golden Boy Promotions ultimately proved to be a strategic career move. As the boxing world continued to evolve, Davis's journey showcased the ever-changing landscape of the sport and the calculated decisions that fighters must make to secure their place in history. The boxing world was left in suspense as the news of Gervonta Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions to join Golden Boy Promotions continued to reverberate. Speculations and questions mounted, and fans eagerly awaited Floyd Mayweather's response to what seemed like a sudden betrayal. Mayweather, known for his calm demeanor, surprised everyone when he called an impromptu press conference at the Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas. The atmosphere in the room was tense as reporters gathered to hear the boxing legend's reaction. Floyd stood at the podium, his normally composed expression replaced by an unmistakable edge of aggression. "Let me make one thing crystal clear," Mayweather began, his words slicing through the silence. "Gervonta Davis might have chosen to walk away, but nobody buys off my fighters. Nobody." The room hung on Mayweather's every word as he continued, his tone unyielding. "Oscar, you think you can just throw money around and snatch one of my guys? Well, let me tell you, you've just started something you won't be able to finish." Mayweather's eyes flared with intensity as he addressed Davis directly. "You had potential, Tank. You had the best mentor in the business, and you throw it all away for a quick paycheck? You think Golden Boy is going to take care of you like I did? We'll see how that plays out." As the press conference unfolded, Mayweather didn't mince words when speaking about his feelings of betrayal. "I've been in this game a long time, and loyalty means everything to me. If someone's not loyal, they're not part of the Mayweather legacy," he declared, his words echoing through the gym. The boxing community was left buzzing with anticipation as the feud between Mayweather and Golden Boy Promotions intensified. Social media exploded with reactions from fans, pundits, and fellow fighters, with many expressing disbelief at the unexpected turn of events. Oscar De La Hoya, known for his own brash personality, responded to Mayweather's comments with a smirk. "Floyd can talk all he wants. We're here to make big fights and take on the best. If he's not happy about it, well, that's not my problem. Gervonta is with us now, and we're going to do big things together." The rivalry between Mayweather and Golden Boy Promotions added a new layer of drama to the boxing landscape. Fans couldn't help but wonder if this aggressive exchange was the prelude to a future showdown, not just in the ring, but also in the world of promotions. When will Gervonta Davis lace up those gloves and step back into the ring? The last time we saw the Baltimore resident in action was back in April, throwing punches with Ryan Garcia. Tank walked away from that bout with his hand raised, but little did he know that tragedy would come knocking. A minor offense led to a 90-day stint in prison, putting a temporary halt to his boxing journey. Since then, the boxing community has been holding its collective breath, waiting for Davis's comeback. But the million-dollar question remains: when will Tank make his triumphant return to the squared circle? As the calendar pages flip and the mystery of Davis's return date remains unsolved, enter Oscar De La Hoya. In a recent chat with Fight Hub TV, the Golden Boy himself had a few words of wisdom for the WBA lightweight champion. Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, showered praise on the 29-year-old pugilist. He acknowledged Davis's current verbal tango with Devin Haney, but brushed it off as a sideshow not worth placing any bets on. Now, with the waiting game continuing, De La Hoya took the opportunity to play boxing matchmaker. He laid out a blueprint for Davis, a roadmap to glory in the world of lightweight boxing. According to Golden Boy, it's time for Tank to step up his game. He suggested that Davis should set his sights on a title holder and maybe, just maybe, aim to unify all the belts in his division. "I think Tank now has to go after a world champion, and maybe he has to unify. Maybe Tank, yeah, and unification would be great," De La Hoya proposed, his tone filled with anticipation. De La Hoya didn't stop there. He wanted the best for Davis. He emphasized that Davis should be locking horns with the creme de la creme of the sport. His opponents, according to De La Hoya, must be the undisputed champions, the top dogs, and he didn't shy away from declaring that Davis has what it takes to conquer them all. But obviously fighting the top dogs, the best of the best, and it's in him. I mean, Tank Davis is a beast, man. He's an amazing fighter, De La Hoya raved, a hint of excitement in his voice. The former champion didn't just toss advice into the ring and walk away. He wrapped up his suggestions by doubling down on Davis's prowess. De La Hoya made it clear: Davis is an amazing fighter, and he should be aiming for nothing less than the absolute best. Now, while Oscar was painting a roadmap for Davis's future in the sport, another voice chimed in with his 2 cents, none other than Teofimo Lopez. In the world of boxing, an unbeaten record invites speculation about who could potentially end the streak. And for Gervonta Davis, currently hailed as the face of boxing, the whispers of potential challengers are growing louder. Enter the takeover Lopez, who had some thoughts to share in a recent episode of the Jackson podcast. He pointed at one name on the roster who he believes could give Tank a run for his money: Shakur Stevenson. The only one that gives him a challenge is Shakur. Shakur Stevenson will give him a challenge, because Shakur is technical where you gotta really little bit think more. Tank has been fighting C to B class fighters. Ryan is an A+ on media, on the internet, but not as a boxer. We all know this, Lopez explained, offering his insight into the potential matchup. But as exciting as it sounds, the prospect of Davis facing off against Stevenson isn't likely to materialize anytime soon. Even though Stevenson has expressed interest in stepping into the ring with Tank before, the stars have yet to align. So as we wait for the next chapter in Gervonta Davis's boxing saga to unfold, the ring remains silent. The questions linger, and the anticipation continues to build. Only time will tell when the next bell will ring, signaling the return of Tank Davis to the center stage of the boxing world. And there you have it, fight fans, the saga of Gervonta Davis, the unexpected switch to Golden Boy, and the intriguing road that lies ahead. The boxing world, like a live pay-per-view event, is always full of surprises, drama, and unexpected twists. As we eagerly await the next chapter in Tank Davis's career, the buzz around potential matchups, unifications, and challenges continues to grow. Will he take Oscar De La Hoya's advice and aim for the stars, unifying titles and facing the very best in the lightweight division? Or perhaps a showdown with Shakur Stevenson, as suggested by Teofimo Lopez, is on the horizon. Regardless of what unfolds, one thing is for sure. Gervonta Davis has left an indelible mark on the sport, and his journey promises more thrills, spills, and surprises. So keep those gloves laced, your eyes on the headlines, and get ready for the next round in the riveting tale of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Until then, peace out.